All right, so this is um, for the first little bit of this month, I was definitely struggling a bit. I find, and I'm sure you guys are too, that a lot of breakouts are coming back and failing pretty quick. Just a lot more choppiness, a lot less follow through, that type of stuff. So I've been looking, and I came up with this scan that I've actually done. It's really boring, but I've done this one thing pretty much exclusively for um, the last 4 or 5 days, and again, very boring, but very good, solid results. So there's two in here, and I've shared this in the room before, and I'll do it again. I'll also share my links to trade ideas for the odds maker, the deal, and everything, and I know all the prices are going up soon, so when I put that in, I'll just try it, right? Try it for a month, see if you want it, and then take advantage of that deal because they're coming out with charts. They're coming out with a channel, like a window like this, that's actually made by like the community and the guys at Trade Ideas that have like really high win rates and really good risk rewards. Um, and actually, I kind of spend some time, half an eye in their room, just to see the trade ideas. I don't really trade their style, but just to see the trade ideas alerts. And it looks good. It looks like it's going to be real promising. So um, definitely look at stuff like this, see if it's what you're interested in, and I'll give the link. So I'll quickly go over the settings for this, if it will let me. Now, come on now. Um, Now, this isn't exactly what I've back tested. What I back tested was these exact settings, but a 15-minute candle breaking the prior one's low, and I think with a 20-cent stop, and it had about a 66% win rate and about a 2-to-1 risk reward. So, all in all, it was a very good strategy. Um, but this is going to show you the alerts before they happen, because the other one was showing them kind of after they happen. So it's a stock that's essentially down at least 1% from the open, for this one, or I think this is the up version. Yeah, sorry. So this is a buy. So this is up at least 1% from the open, right? And down three 15-minute candles in a row, and then in still the kind of top to mid end of the range. So you're going to get things that were strong off the open and are pulling in, and vice versa. There's the other one is essentially just the reverse. It's things that are about down 1% from the open and kind of still in the low end of the range and up 3-minute candles in a row. And it's funny because I
Oh,
took three of these, and the one I shared with you guys didn't work because that's just the way it's been going for me lately. Well, come on now, let's just do that. So I shared Baba right here, and I still might do it again if this. I hope this stops freaking out. Um, oh, this is great. Um, Hold on, let me do it. Thinkorswim. Maybe Thinkorswim will stop. Won't keep hiding itself. Do this. Come on. Computer issues. Tons of fun. Um, yeah, so I shared it uh, here when it was near S1, right? And you can see these are the kind of setups we're looking for. We're basically looking for a downtrend, a bounce in that trend, and a continuation of it. And of course, that one that I shared didn't work, but I took save, right? You can see it meets all the criteria. It's in the percentage range that is optimized. we got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in a row, and then the short would be here and the stop would be here, and then of course because it's this market I'm scalping most of it right away. And then the other one I took was BURL, I think. Yeah, and the same thing, right? So a spike up. So basically these are the kind of charts that it's going to give us, and then it's going to give us the reverse of those as well. Like I think AMBA yesterday it gave AMBA right here. You know, we kind of ran out of day, but still a good setup. So it's basically, Michael, isn't that get in the bull? Yeah, this thing. Um, Someone posted that in the room, and I just went through and tested it, and it seems okay. So what I'll do is that when I find things in those room, I'll watch them for a couple days, and I'll see if they meet my style. But what I'm finding in this market, and in this more, I think the important of this um, uh, more the important part of this chat is that the market has obviously changed, right? Everyone out there, it's changed, and we're all trying to find ways to adapt. So every time GSP says, you know, I'm only trading things with recent passion, and I'm only trading high flyers, and I'm only trading, um, you know, a couple trades a day, that's his way to get around the craziness that is the market. Um, for me, it's higher time frames and lower expected moves, right? So I'm looking for a lot of, um, you know, 15s plays, right? I'm looking for something to already show me the move, come back, and then try to get a pullback into that move. So again, the thing I would do is I hear a lot of frustrated things. I PM with a lot of people that are really frustrated in this market. And the one thing I have to say about trading is that you have to change. The market always changes. If you're one of those guys who thinks that you figured it out, you're screwed. You know, you're never going to figure it out. You're never going to get it 100%. You need to find what's working in this current market environment and then do it, and then do it until it stops working, and then do something completely different. So it's entirely up to you guys, right? News plays would be a good way to get around this stuff. But for me, I just look for higher time frame, slower moves, right? So, you know, BURL, right? We shorted, and then it took about, you know, 45 minutes for me to get out. And I can't remember how much I made off it, but it wasn't a whole lot. It was maybe 30 or 40 cents. Um, well, you find the trade, and this is something that I'm still struggling with as a trader, is that you judge the market, right? So what you do is you, like, I'll do this style, which really works for me, and this style might be one that works great sometimes. And you guys seen that I used to call like a lot of gap fades, and now I very rarely call any gap fades because the whippiness is just too high for my own personal trading style, right? Like GSP is very good of getting in, taking some, and then getting out flat real quick. I'm not. I know that it doesn't fit my personality as well, so I need to adapt in other ways. So do what you do until it stops working, but as soon as it stops working, when you have, for me, it always happens after a bad week. When I have a down week, like I did the end of May, it was a real bad week. I have an emergency meeting with myself. All Sunday, I kind of closed the door to my office and I said, I'm figuring out something else. This isn't working for me. I need to figure out something else. And I sat, and the beauty of the Trade Ideas Odds Maker is I can sit in my mind and I can intellectualize, okay, why is it not working? Well, it's not working because the market is just really low volume, so the games are a lot higher. The algorithms can bop you around a lot more. The uh, you know, they're going to whip you out of. They're not going to make it as easy as when the volume's really high and there's a lot of people to push the stock in your direction. So again, take a down week. Some people that are much better traders than me, it might just be a down 2 days, and say, okay, something's wrong, and I need to. It's my job as a trader to figure out what that is and how I can do to change it, right? So the first thing you look at is yourself, right? Am I wrong? Am I screwing things up? If yes, then okay, you need to figure out, like, did you take a lot of trades that didn't trigger? Did you take a lot of rogue trades? Did you do something really stupid? Did you not sell something that was going your way? Um, if so, then that's pretty easy to fix, right? You just need to figure out why you did that stuff and don't do it anymore. Um, if it's the market, well, then it comes to, okay, it's time to change the strategy. So you think in your mind, okay, what do I trade well? I always trade really slower, longer term stuff a lot better than I do faster term stuff. It's just the way my brain works. Um, I don't know, I guess I'm not quick. I'm not quick minded. I'm slow and deliberate and thoughtful and that type of thing. So I need to develop a strategy that's going to work in this market with my trading style. So then it's just, and the beauty of the odds maker, it's methodical. That's probably better. Um, with the trade ideas and the odds makers, I just sat down on Sunday and I said, okay, what's going to work better, do I think, in this market? It's going to be pullbacks and it's going to be longer term trading. That's what's going to work better for me. And the beauty of the odds maker is I was able to just say, okay, I want to buy things that are pulling back and try to get some of that pullback back, right? Like, I'm not looking for BURL when I short it to go to the low of the day, but if I can get half of this pullback, then I'm happy. And maybe it makes a higher low and continues up, but I've taken my money. Um, the uh, So now I know roughly what I want, but with the odds maker, I can say, okay, here's a rough framework, and then I can pull up. I'll just show you one thing I have open. Um, I can pull up what they have as their optimization tab, and I can go through. I can say, okay, well, what time of day does this work best, right? I can say, okay, I can go through all of these different um, windows, and I can say, okay, well, what makes this setup work best? So I'll start with, I want stuff that pulls back, and I'll build a giant scan that will give me thousands of results of just stocks pulling back. And then I'll say, okay, where in the range is it best to snag the pullback? And I can just go to um, position and range, right? And it will sort everything and it will tell me which is the best position in this is previous day's range to trade these setups. Um, and then I can just hammer away, hammer away, hammer away until I have a strategy that works well for me in the new environment. So this is what I've come up with for now. The last week and a bit, it's worked very well. Um, so I would definitely, uh, I'll share this with you guys again. And, I'm not saying do this. This is the greatest thing in the world. I left a lot of finesse work with this. There's certain setups that I won't take, and it leaves a lot of kind of eyeballing, and it's really inducive to kind of scalp trading. But the moral of the story is just find a tool, and again, I've um, it's no secret that I really like trade ideas, but find whatever your tool is and work on it, right? Don't sit there and say, oh, the market sucks, the volume's low and everything's garbage and screw it. Because you're going to get times like this, right? And you're going to get times where the market is really fast and maybe the strategy is too slow for a really fast market. And it's your job as a trader to have that emergency meeting with yourself, sit down and say, okay, this isn't working. I need to do something that works. And I need to figure out what that is. So just don't be stubborn. Find a tool, any tool. Um, Again, for $8.99 for a lifetime of the odds maker, and a a year of trade ideas. Right, it's a great tool to do it. I know eSignal has a back test that's I played with it. It's not the best, and so does a couple others. But try it out. Mohammed, I can't just put a symbol in the odds maker. I need to put a strategy, right? This is not there's no predictive power of this. It's basically saying if I did this 1,000 times, would it be a profitable long-term endeavor? And then you can tweak it as well, right? Jeweler says options. I have two post-secondary designations in derivatives, and I don't trade them. That's kind of weird for me. I'm a derivatives market specialist, which is a Canadian um, designation, and I'm a chartered alternative investment analyst, um, which is offered by the CFA Institute, which is all about derivative securities as well. So I'm very knowledgeable in derivatives, but I don't like them for day trading, and I'm going to get into them more when I get into swing trading, which will hopefully happen pretty soon. I actually have this, I guess I can tease you guys with this. Um, where is it? This. Been working on this in my spare time. It's a short strategy with a 10-day holding period. So I was thinking of writing options on this. And so far, it's a pretty good strategy, right? 67% win rate, 2-to-1 risk reward, but it doesn't have only 39 trades. I don't think is enough to backtest a strategy definitively, but um, you know, with 1,000 shares, $5 commission, 5 cents slippage on both sides, it would have, 1,000% annual return. So, um, I'm working on it. I want to get into swing trading later. I just kind of need to master a bit more of the day trading because, as you guys know, I've just only been doing it full time for like 4 months now. So, um, but yeah, swing trading is something I'm definitely going to be playing with in the future. Um, do I trade the TSX? No, I don't. Um, our market is pretty lame, to be honest. There's just not a lot that happens in our market. Our market's very closely connected to uh, oil and minerals, basically. So you could trade the Canadian market basically by just trading the oil market. I think we don't have much else. That's Canada, commodities and financials essentially. Can you repeat the input that defines a pullback? Yep, and again, this will also be on. Oh, I didn't have that turned on. That's probably why I didn't see any all day. Crap. Um, so we're looking for a stock that's at least 1% from the open. We're looking for a stock that's within 70% and 40% of its range. So a little bit above and a half, a little bit above and below the halfway point. And then we want 15-minute, 3 consecutive 15-minute down candles in a row. So it's going to give us a lot of, like, if you look at most of this screen, it's mostly filled up with things. Uh-oh, I broke it. Hold on. Close that. It's mostly filled with stuff. Get everything off the screen. That met this criteria at some point, right? So it gave eBay, it gave Pandora, it gave Save, it gave BURL, and it gave Twitter, Baba, and Apple. Um, and you can see most of these when they triggered on 15 moved a bit, but not much. That's going to be part of. Yeah, yeah. I'll again everything for the GSP guys. I'm definitely sharing this stuff all the time. Up 1% from the close, I think. Open. Yeah, open. Just another reason I like the odds maker because I throw so much stuff at the wall that sometimes it's kind of um, sometimes it gets confused in your mind. But that's the strategy. I'm going to turn off the YouTube video so it doesn't get very long, and then I'll just stick around for a bit for questions.